So these phones are pretty addictive. I certainly find them incredibly addictive. That tendency to want to go on it as soon as you wake up, whilst you're working, as soon as a task becomes slightly difficult, you just find yourself straight on your phone in the evenings and in bed, spending a great deal of time on your phone. In this video, I'm going to share with you how I've actually been setting up the phone to make it a little bit less addictive. So here we are. This is the home screen, and this is how I've set it up. Initially, you can see I have folders there. When I used to see people with folders on their phone, I thought, what a lunatic. However, what I've discovered is that if you have folders, it just makes it slightly more effort to get into all your different areas, which slightly reduces the inclination, the speed in which you move around your phone. Because I'm sure many of you know so well in your head that you flick up straight to Instagram, straight to Facebook, straight to TikTok, and you become so habitual with how you move around. If you put things into folders, it just makes things slow down a little bit. Initially, that just kind of takes the pace away from just that unbelievable speed that we operate these at. The next thing you'll see is that I have my screen time in the bottom left, that widget there. If you're wanting to know how to do something like that, you hold down the screen, click plus. That's like I'm a tech teacher. That is not what I do. However, you put the widget in from there. The value of having the screen time on the home screen is it just makes you so much more aware of how much you're using it. Today I've done 49 minutes so far, so I've already found time to be on there for nearly an hour, which is pretty wild. And then the benefit is that as you spend more and more time, you have those days where you spend a lot of time, you become far more aware of it. So you start thinking, wow, do I really need to spend that many hours on my phone each day? And that conscious awareness begins to motivate the behavior to reduce the usage a bit. The next thing I would do is find your way into settings. When you get into settings, you'll see screen time there. As you go into screen time, you'll see daily average. So I'm still averaging 3 hours a day on the phone. As you can see, it's 8% down from last week. So it is reducing. I'm constantly working to try and get this down a bit. So I spend more of my time present in the activities I'm doing, not constantly immersed in the stimulation of the devices. Number one thing I do when you get in here is go to downtime. Downtime basically means when you hit this time, so on mine it's at 9:30, the phone just becomes quite useless. It turns a little timer onto all of the apps, and it basically means to get into anything, you have to click through a few different buttons. Very worth doing in the evenings to kind of get you off your phone so you don't spend ages scrolling your phone in bed. And then in the morning, if you have it a bit later than you would wake up, it means when you wake, again, your phone is pretty useless. So you don't have that inclination to go straight towards it. So downtime, I would put that on at a time that's appropriate for you. It could be a bit later, a bit earlier, whatever you feel you would like to do. The next thing I would do is go into this app limits. And for whatever apps you find most addictive on your phone, so I find Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, the ones that I seem to find myself on a great deal. What you do is you actually put a limit. So I've put an hour for these apps. So it means about 5 minutes before that hour comes up, it will say you've nearly hit your time on these apps. And then it will just, again, it will make them unable to click through easily. You can always extend the time if you actually really needed to get into them. Of course, I do sometimes do that. It's not like I have developed this perfect relationship where I use this only in very specific moments. I'm very aware that the phones are addictive. But what I have found is looking at your screen time more often, putting the downtime on, getting the app limits on, and then putting your phone into folders can be a very, very powerful way to just make yourself spend a little bit less time on this device. Hope that's useful for you. I hope you enjoy this video. I am fascinated by this relationship we have with tech. It's crazy the speed in which we're innovating in this world, and a huge area of my research and investigation in psychology and mental health is into this tech world. So if you like understanding tech and want to continue to understand it more, follow along on this journey, because I am going to spend a number of years really investigating this topic. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.